Hey everyone, today we're going to be trying out Moxie soda. So right here, I just bought a 12 pack of it on Amazon just because it seemed to be the best price for the amount you were getting. It was super expensive to just buy one. They wanted $12 for one glass bottle of Moxie since I couldn't find it in any of the stores around here, a glass bottle. I found it at Walmart, a 12 pack of cans, but I needed to get it in a glass bottle to compare it to the old one. So I bought this here. It was nearly $40, this giant pack of them. So we got all of these, and we got one really, really old one here from 30 years ago, produced back in the early 1990s. So we got the really old one, and we got a brand new one. So we're going to go ahead and open both of them. I want to compare the ingredients on them first. Then I want to do a taste test in them. So this is kind of cool. Look how it was packed so they wouldn't get smashed in the mail. This was just plopped into a perfect box. We don't really need the protective thing anymore. I'll go ahead and put these all on a shelf when we're done with today. So today we're going to focus on both of these. Right now I'm going to give you guys both a close-up look of both of these sodas. Then we'll do a taste test. A lot of people in my comments have been saying I should try doing Moxie soda. A lot of people, I guess, seem to think that this is a product from here in Maine. It's actually not. A lot of people think that because back in 2005, this was made Maine's official soda. But it was actually produced over 100 years ago in Lowell, Mass. This soda, if you're from anywhere other than New England, you may have never heard from it. It is exclusively sold mostly in the 6 New England states. I can find it in a lot of places, in a lot of supermarkets. Most Walmarts sell it, but they only sell it in cans. If you want to get a glass bottle, well, where is this even made? It's produced under the authority of Bedford, New Hampshire, but it's actually from Washington, where this was bottled. Well, when I ordered it, the shipping information from Amazon, this came from Louisiana. So this has been all around that one bottle right there. So the first thing off the bat, both the new one and the old one both got things floating on them inside there. So that's one similarity. All right, time for a close-up look of both of these cans. Haven't changed that much. I like the old one better. It looks more vintage. And the guy looks angrier on the new one. See, he's got the shadow on his face. Also, the expression it's more cartoony, looks more angry. Unfortunately, this one here, right through the ingredients, got a little bit of damage. I'm not going to try stretching it out because it'll probably make it worse and rip it. But I want to take a look at both of the ingredients on these. So, back when this thing was produced, it looks like the bottle deposit system was basically the same. No, it actually, did that change? It did change slightly, it looks like, right? Yeah, I'm not seeing Oregon on there for the 10-cent deposit. Back then, I don't even think Oregon had the bottle deposit, it looks like back in these days. No, doesn't seem like it. And the new one doesn't even mention California, does it? Or am I just totally overlooking it? Oh, there it is. It was just above everything instead of below it. So, first thing I want to kind of look at is the sugar. Book 37 grams. 37 grams, that didn't change at all. Calories were 150, that didn't change. The sodium was 50. Over here, the sodium is 50. It looks like they didn't really change much of anything. Ingredients now, carbonated water. Oh, okay, I want to do both side by side so we can follow along. They both start with carbonated water. Now, that probably says sugar cane, or it maybe says cane sugar. I can't see the second word because it's ripped. Natural and artificial flavors. Over here, natural and artificial flavors, both exactly the same so far. Then it has caramel color, both exactly the same. It's got sodium benzenate. Yep, exactly the same. And it says in quotations, a preservative. And then I can't read any of that. But over here, if we look at this one, it says a preservative, a gelatin root. Is that what that says? Yeah, I see the word extract on there. Oh my gosh, they're exactly the same. Caffeine and citric acid. Wow, they're both, nothing changed over 30 years. That is incredible. It's really rare when we come across a product that we're reviewing where nothing has changed. Literally nothing has changed in the ingredients. I'll give you guys a close-up look if you want to take a look at that. That's perfect. We can use the new one as basically a guide to know what the ripped part there says. They're exactly the same. Every single part of this is the same. I love that. Same size bottle, literally everything. Milliliter change. Now you get 1 extra milliliter these days. And you also get to pay like a couple dollars more. The barcodes aren't the same by any chance. Nope. But that's incredible. Every now and then we open something, the barcodes are the same after like 50 years. It's amazing sometimes when that happens. Take a look at the old bottle caps. All right, so we got to go ahead and open these up. The new one, see the angle right here? I was going upwards. I think this is a twist off. The old one, I don't think it is, so let me go find something to open these. I don't even know if I have a bottle opener on me, but sometimes I just use a little pair of pliers. It doesn't matter. Now, maybe you guys saw my short video from a few weeks ago on these sodas. Right here, Gatorade still has the old reliable seal from back in the day. The top of the bottle is actually forced against a gasket inside the cover. Most modern sodas now, it's just wedged in this groove. So the first time you open it, it's never really sealed again. And when you buy it, it's never actually really sealed. A lot of these sodas back here I bought a year ago, they're all completely flat and they taste horrible. Now, a lot of flat sodas I've opened up in my videos over the years, and I say they actually taste good. But because these are actually opened and not sealed, they didn't just lose their carbonation. They're actually open in here. The reason I'm mentioning this in this video is because today we're opening glass bottles, which are known for being very reliable. So I'm going to open this up right here, the one I just grabbed off the shelf, and I want to show you the insides here like I did in my short video. I actually love these drinks here, by the way, from Walmart. So you see on the inside, there's no rubber gasket. The top of the bottle just wedges into this groove really tightly, but it never actually really sealed it. You see how I left it open? If this was a soda produced 10 years ago that actually had the reliable gasket on the inside instead of that, you could open this up a month later and it would still be carbonated because I barely let anything out. But now that we broke that seal once, it's really going to rapidly get out of there. This thing here, we opened this after like 10 years. It was flat, but it still tasted good. This one right here, this still tasted okay, even though it went flat over the years. It's because this, I believe, keeps it better. And this one over here still tasted good, and this is a plastic bottle from the 1980s. Yes, they had plastic bottles in the 1980s, even back then. But look, it has an aluminum cap. But it still had a good gasket. But my whole reason for bringing that up is because plastic, to an extent, whether or not it has a good gasket, is semi-permeable. What that means is over a decade or so, you're losing something through the plastic. It's literally, it has ways to get through it. Technically, everything has ways to get through it. But obviously glass, you're not going to notice it drop or evaporate through it. That would take hundreds of years to notice break anything. While plastic, I have some plastic bottles, it was able to slightly get through it. Plastic breaks down, it becomes brittle over the years, which makes that even worse. Like one time I was picking up trash on the side of the road, went to pick up a milk carton that was probably only sitting there a couple of years in the sun, it just shattered into a million pieces. Okay, we have opened glass bottles in the past that have lost their carbonation, but I would say 90% of the time they still have carbonation even if they're 50 years old. This is about 30 years old or so. Based on the bottle, I don't see any real rock hard evidence about when it was produced. It doesn't even have a copyright that I'm seeing on here, which is unfortunate. I look around on it, look underneath. I'm not seeing anything. I see a 21, but obviously this is not from 2021. So right now we're going to go ahead and open them up. Is this one a twist off like I thought? No, it's not. I thought it would have been. Most things these days are. See, this is Best Buy 2025. Much bigger shelf life than the sodas that only go about not even a year. All right, let's open that up. Oh, it's not going to explode on us, is it? No. And it's off. See, that has a nice gasket in there. I love the smell of that soda. I actually do really like this kind of soda. I haven't actually had it in years. All right, the old one. Are we going to get anything out of it? Oh, I heard a little pressure leave. Doesn't mean it's carbonated, though. Oh, all right, we got that off pretty easily. Unfortunately, I'm not seeing bubbles up. Actually, yes, I do see a couple bubbles coming up, so maybe it'll be semi-carbonated. Let's get a sniff. It actually smells better. They're exactly the same, but why does it smell better? I believe over the years of opening sodas, as they start to rot, somehow it becomes more fermented. Maybe that's the word. They actually taste and smell more sugary. That actually smells like it's still going to be really good. For some reason, things like Pepsi and Coca-Cola always are nasty years down the road. So this is a dark soda. I thought maybe it would be like that, but now by the smell, I don't know. I can see little bubbles coming up, so is it carbonated? We got to find out. I'm actually going to maybe pour these out. We got to get some containers. Yeah, I want to pour them out to see if we can get them to fizz at all. These should be nice and clean. We cleaned them really good the last time we made our beer opening videos. Let's give them both a little taste test first. The new one, I love this type of soda. Of course, it's really good. It's brand new. It's got carbonation. Maybe a little bit of carbonation, but I think it's pretty flat. Still tastes pretty good. Maybe a little musty from whoever's house this was in for the past 30 years. Whatever storage unit it may have been in for the past 30 years. No, unfortunately, I do not think it's carbonated, but I want to pour it out a little bit. Maybe we can get some carbonation going. I don't think so, though. So at this point, do I think it held up? Kinda. Now, I know you're supposed to pour it like this at an angle so you don't ruin the carbonation, but I'm trying to get it to kind of fizz if it's going to. A little. A little. It's doing it a little. Yeah. A little bit. Can you hear that? Is the microphone picking that up? It's got a little bit of carbonation in it. Now the other one. It's good. Yeah, look. A lot of good carbonation in that new one. We even opened up some sodas back in the day, and some of the beers, it left suds all the way up here. All right, everyone, so this is going to be our final taste test. And one thing I'm really liking, total sugars is 37. That's actually pretty good. Sometimes these days I go into a store and I'm appalled to see one little serving of soda, because this is supposed to be one serving, am I correct? Yes. I've seen a lot of glass bottle sodas. Actually, most glass bottle sodas, like if you go in a store and you buy orange soda or Coca-Cola in a bottle, a glass bottle, it's usually made in Mexico these days. And the soda, it's almost 200% your daily sugar intake. I'm amazed at how high they make it these days. But right now, let's give it a taste test. Not bad. Oh, I got to show you guys the things I mentioned that were floating in there. I didn't mention that before I opened them, but you can clearly see it in here. But we can say it kind of held up. It doesn't taste bad. I would drink it if I had to. So, it still tastes good to an extent. but it went flat and it tasted a little bit musty. Now, because I didn't show the things floating in there before opening them, I bet everyone's going to be like, oh, it was probably dust up there. But here's what we got on the inside. See, there's like stuff floating in there. It looks like maybe even oily floating in there. And there's the new one. It's still got particles floating in there. Not as many. I think they're being disturbed by the popping bubbles. But let's take a look at ones that aren't even opened yet. Maybe show you what's inside. Can you see anything floating in that one? I cannot. Oh, this one I can. See inside floating inside there? Yep, there's stuff floating on the inside. I don't know what it is. I think it's just something in the ingredients that's separating. I'm not worried about it at all. Well, everyone, now it's time to feed it to the toilet, the nasty one. Cheers, toilet. Open wide. So time to clean this up. We're just going to rinse this out and it will remain on my shelves in the other room for the foreseeable future. I shouldn't have chugged it like that. Got a lot of burps now and my stomach's upset from all that sugar. We'll leave that bottle open for now so it can dry out. And I hope today's video was interesting, everybody. Thanks for watching. And have a great day. I've been trying to upload one of these videos every single Saturday. And we'll be able to do that for a while longer. As long as I'm able to find these kind of things. We usually find them at auctions, estate sales, things like that. Because you never know. When someone dies and the family has a house, usually a hoarder's house full of stuff, they'll hire a company and they'll just have them sell everything. And that's when we find forgotten items inside people's basements. They were sitting down there for decades. They didn't even know about it.